Hey everybody, Frank here with Pirate Ninja, going over another add-on for Wildstar. This one's AuraMastery, a very popular add-on. Have a couple people wanting to see some video on it. Similar to Proxhut, a video I had already done, but much more customization and just many more options. The other one kind of was simple to certain moves. To me, it was better for your casual players. This is probably more for your hardcore players. Some of you are familiar with the name. There is another add-on called AuraMastery for World of Warcraft, but they have different project managers, so I believe they're different add-ons overall, but essentially they work similar. This one is done by James with a Z at the end, 226, and this is version 1.6.5. Real quick, I'm going to go over the easy version of using AuraMastery, and then I'm actually going to build a proc to show you guys what it's going to look like. First off, they've done a great job giving you everything you need to make these things very quickly. Your best bet is on the curse page, which I always leave a link for, is a code copy page that they offer. And I'm also going to leave a link for this too. This is what it's going to look like right here. And on this page, they actually give you all the codes you need. So they give you some of the standard codes that you would need for each class. So you don't necessarily need to make your own if it's something that's already here, but maybe if you want to customize it, you could grab this and then change it as you go. In the add-on, which I'll show you, has an import feature where you import the codes. You just go here, so you go Stalker, and you wanted to see the resource Stalker for the Impale, the proc on that, and then you just copy this code and you import that code right there. And they have other ones too. They have the Engineers and Espers, all those. So that's kind of your easy, fast way of doing things. But you could also build your own. Now, let me go ahead and show you how to do that. Okay, now that we're in game, I'm going to first show you what the actual procs kind of look like. I have one made right now. It's not the best, but it'll give us an idea of exactly what we're looking at here. This one goes off of my stacks of Neutralize. So let's take a look at it. So you see that right there below my character to the side. And once I have it set up to where once I get up to 6 stacks, it shows me the cooldown on it. Because I don't want to use that after 6 stacks because it just consumes too much of my resources. And after 6 stacks, it goes back to where it's available for me. And so, there's much better ways of doing that, I'm sure, but to me that's just a nice clear way of going it. And then I have it go away when I'm out of combat. So let me go ahead and show you what we're looking at in game or in the settings, the UI there. To reach those, you just go \AM. It's gonna bring up everything. It may take a moment. Usually the first time when I'm playing it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so we have here, this is the one I had just showed you guys. For the Neutralize. Let's go ahead and create a whole new one. Actually, I'll create this Neutralize one again just so we can see exactly what it looks like. So we're gonna add Aura. Oh, I'm sorry, real quick. If you want to use those codes that I had showed you earlier, this is where you're going to import the code right here. And you just bring in the code there, and then if you want to save the code later on, you export it. And it puts it to the clipboard, and then you're able to go. So, make sure I'm invisible so I don't have any exiles come up on me. So first what you're going to do is you're going to add Aura. Okay? And then you're going to name your Aura. Now, if you want it to show the actual image of the move, you got to name it exactly. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go with the Neutralize one again. Alright, and so you see that it's going to go ahead and use that icon that I have here. I could change that icon later. I'm going to go and show you how to do that. You could tell it how you want it to show. Either it's always going to show when any of the triggers proc, or when all the triggers proc. So like, say you have like 3 triggers, it has to proc all 3, then it'll show. Or you have it to where if any of the 3 will show, or if none of them. So you have the different options, okay? So let's go ahead and go with any of them because that's the one I'm going to use. Now, let's see if we can see it in the background yet. No, okay. So you're able to actually change the scale here to make it bigger or smaller. I go with 1 just because it seems to be just about right. 0.5 wasn't enough. And so we'll just have it there. I have it only in combat as well because it'll show it if you don't have it only in combat. And then you could say, okay, what action bars do you want it to go with? Just need it on one because this is my DPS one. So we're gonna go ahead and add a trigger. Now triggers kind of work like it has to meet this requirement. So it's an if then kind of thing. So it has to meet this requirement. Say 6 stacks of neutralize, then it'll do something. So that's what you're doing. You're going to have multiple triggers that'll work like that. So our first trigger, we'll go ahead and we're going to have it based on buff. Now this is what you want it to be based on. So engineers, if you want something that goes between 30 to 70 resources, that's what you're looking for right there, resources. And then, so for the sake of, because I actually do have somebody that was going to be building this for an engineer, let's go ahead and just show you that real quick. And so you're going to go ahead and put in, yeah, so it already has the, so we have, anytime it's greater than 30 or less than, so you're going to change that to the other one, 70. And then make sure you're always saving your aura, just so that, you know, it's saved with you. Okay, and here you have pass, fail, or ignore. Okay, a little confusing, but this is how this works. So you want it to either show when a trigger passes, so it does meet the requirements of the trigger, or you want it to where it fails the requirement of the trigger. So this is like a cooldown situation, so where you want to know it'll pop when it's on cooldown, or ignore. This is what it's like a stack-based thing, so it'll actually just show you building up stacks. It's kind of confusing on that, but this is this needs to be toyed with a little bit, in my opinion. You're going to kind of want to see what you can do with it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just go off of pass. I'm going to go, okay, and then I want to go percent too. We'll do 30. Now I know that this isn't showing what engineer is going to have, but I just kind of want to give an idea. Okay, and then say not only do I want it to show the symbol, but I want it to flash. Give me a little bit more something to see, and then so that way it'll actually flash for me. And then I'm gonna have it flash for 2 seconds. Okay, and then I could also add another effect. Say I wanted to do activation border. We'll do the purple swirling one when it fails. Okay, we'll just do another 2 seconds on that. Okay, I know that looks like a lot, but this is really one of those add-ons you have to toy with to kind of see what you want, much like Galaxy Meter. And I'm sure there's going to be future videos I'm going to do for this add-on, just because there's just so much you can do with it, which is great. So you're going to go ahead and save your aura whenever you can. Now let's go over to appearances. Okay, so you don't have to necessarily use the image that's provided by Wildstar. You could use all these other ones. I know in the World of Warcraft version I've got my looks like a mess because I got a bunch of these custom ones. But say you're like totally down butterflies. Boom, you got butterflies now. And I really like my butterflies blue. Let's go blue. So now whenever it procs, I'm going to have blue butterflies flying up from the side there. Which is nice because we have another one that's blue butterflies on the other side. Kind of got like a nice little thing going. It kind of keeps your character clear. You'll see a lot of add-ons with like the health and the resources that do that. Well, it's kind of the same thing. So, and then you can play a sound. The sound that I prefer, now of course this is completely to your discretion. I'm getting attacked by an exile, of course. I use the soldier one. It's a kind of quiet, calm one, but it's clear enough to where you can hear it in combat. And then you're able to add text. And so this grid here shows where you want the text to be on the actual icon. Top left corner here, you know, so you kind of get an idea. Dead center, you kind of put it wherever you want. You can change the place for it. Now you could change the font for it. Now these are actually showing like this is the charges, this is stacks, this is time. Now you can actually change this to text. You can actually write in Frank is amazing, and it's going to show that on there. I use stacks for the neutralized one, but you may want to do time, stuff like that. Now that's pretty much the gist of it. Definitely not the complete add-on. Oh, to move the actual icon around, you're going to want to unlock and lock, and it'll let you drag it around too. That's another little small one, which is important. You're able to share it in game. Make sure you're always saving your aura as you're going. Oh, look, he's sits with me. How nice. Add and remove auras, import. Now, okay, so if it's something basic, save you guys yourself a lot of grief. Import it from that website I just showed you. Adjust the little things you want, and you're set. But for the most part, it's just one of those add-ons you're going to really have to toy with. And I hope that this helped you guys a little bit. I know there's so much to do with this add-on. You can add additional triggers. I didn't even actually get into that. You can actually add additional triggers. So say you wanted to trigger these, you just add one more, and this trigger will do something different. And then you go, this trigger may be like 1 step to 5 stacks, or if it's on cooldown, it doesn't show it. And then it's more important that it shows trigger 2, so you're going to go ahead and go and move it up. And so you could actually change the order of your triggers too. Maybe a bit confusing, but I think that's mostly just, the nature of this add-on is quite confusing. So I hope it helped you guys out a little bit, and I hope you guys have fun. Happy gaming.